So guys, today I found something, and I can't believe I hadn't seen this. Like, someone sent me this thread, and they were like, this is the worst take you will ever see. This is the worst, like, someone's prediction. Because I think there was like a 2015 one where it was, or 2017 one, it was like, Fultz star, Lonzo star, Tatum bust. I think it was something like Tatum bust, Josh Jackson star, De'Aaron Fox bust, Isaac star. It was like, and it was like Ntilikina star, Markkanen bust. It was like, oh, everything was wrong. This is even worse. So this is it right here. Live up unbiased NBA draft grades. And I just want to see some of the post engagements. Prospect evaluation. Scroll through it if you want to laugh. Obviously, this is it. Everyone live reacting to this thread. This is by far the worst thing I've seen this happen. That's saying something. So, first of all, VIctor Wembanyama, F-. The biggest fraud in sports history. He isn't a top 10 prospect in this draft and people are calling him generational. It's a joke. Total fraud. He won't be good. I project him as a quality backup big who knocked down threes and averaged 10 to 12 points per game. The man was the MVP in France. The man was the MVP in France. I'm just going to be honest. The man was the MVP in France. If you can be the MVP in France, you can play in the NBA. I'm not saying being the MVP in France means you're going to be this elite NBA player. I'm saying being the NBA MVP in France means you can play in the NBA. When you're the MVP in a league with Mike James and a lot of other good players, you can play in the NBA. Especially when you go and get that team to the finals. Like, they ran Monaco. They gave Monaco a run for their money. They really did, and it was almost all by Wemby. Like, they're a club that doesn't exist anymore. That's the thing. Mets 92 were barely a club. They barely exist anymore. They started Steve Ho You Fat. They literally started Steve Ho You Fat. And they made the they made it to the French League final basically because of Wemby. And they had BBALL as well, but it was because of Wemby. Then Brandon Miller, A. And I actually don't mind him. Like, he wouldn't be the 2 pick in a redraft. But at the same time, it's not the worst thing in the world putting him as a second pick. He was good. A lot of debate between him and Scoot. Ultimately, I believe it was the right pick. I was actually on Team Scoot. B+ at the time, like, I liked Scoot, so I'm not gonna laugh at, like, this is a bad one in hindsight, but, like, you can laugh at me. And then LMFAO F- for Amen Thompson and Asar Thompson. Like, in a redraft, it's Amen Thompson that goes number 2. This aged well. It's amazing this is not the worst take in this thread. Like, Amen goes number 2 in a redraft. Asar might go... No, Asar's good, though. They're basically the same player. But Amen's in a better situation. Anthony Black, F-. I take it all. No more laughing, no more funny. This is absolute garbage draft pick. He's the worst basketball player I've seen. It's not close. He's horrific, and it's great of a pick. Anthony Black's fine. Anthony Black is absolutely fine. Best draft class in 20 years, and you're calling every pick trash. I mean, as much as I throw, I'm not throwing these. I'm being dramatic because core opinion of the player is true. I don't think his draft class all that. It was a good draft class. Anthony Black's fine. Anthony Black is one of those things where it's like, you don't regret taking him. Like, in a redraft, does he go 6th? No, but you don't regret taking him 6th. I like Anthony Black. He will never live up to how good he was in 2K. I'm telling you guys, Anthony Black, NBA 2K23, was, like, it was not even funny how good Anthony Black was. He had this Dark Matter card that came out with the rookie set with Wemby, and he was, like, the best point guard in the game. He was my favorite player in the game. It's not funny how good he was. But then we got BBALL, F. Dude, don't even want to give out negative grades. I'm just being forced. Can someone please make a good pick so I can give my grade? BBALL was a great pick. It was a bit out there. Like, I think the Spurs had pick 14. And a lot of people thought that BBALL might have fallen to the Spurs. Or at the BBALL, they may have Spurs may have had to trade up maybe a couple of picks to get BBALL. I think, did they have 14? I could be wrong on that, but I think the Spurs were trying to trade up to get BBALL to pair with Wemby. I think. I could be wrong with that. Jarvis Walker. Man, Jarvis Walker. Jarvis Walker. Like, the guy last season in the playoffs played 9 minutes a game and averaged 3 points a game. Finally, man, a really strong pick by the Pacers. He was top 5 on my board and he'll be a big time difference maker in the league. Unfortunately, he stuck with Tyrese Halliburton. How can you be this wrong? Like, how can... This might be the worst thing. Unfortunately, he stuck with Tyrese Halliburton, which might stop his development. Like, what? Like, this might actually be the worst take. Like, how do you... This might be the worst take, and I'm going to be completely honest here. It might be worse than putting Wemby as an F-. It might be worse than that. And then you got Taylor Hendricks. I genuinely don't know how Taylor Hendricks been doing. He's averaging 5 points per game for Utah. Utah have actually been okay. But he is averaging 5 points per game, and his career is averaging 7 points per game. B+. Case and Wallace, you know what? I don't mind giving Case and Wallace an A. He gave Jet Howard a C+. That was a reach at the time. That was a terrible pick at the time. The man averages like 3 points a game for his career. That was a terrible pick at the time. They didn't, like, the only reason they drafted Jet Howard was because they didn't want to have Jalen Suggs, Anthony Black, and Grady Dick on the same team. Like, I'm being serious. People did not mock, what's his name? Anthony Black to the Magic. Every single person mocked Grady Dick to the Magic. Everyone knew it was going to happen. And it was when Anthony Black got drafted, everyone's like, oh my God, they're gonna put the combination together. They're going to do it. They literally only drafted Jet Howard because they thought he was the second best in that role. And he wasn't. Like, I would rather see you draft Jordan freaking Hawkins than Grady Dick in that scenario. But at the same time, Jordan Hawkins averages 5 points per game. A- Grady Dick. Good thing with Derek Lively, Grady Dick. Other than the fact that he very much struggles to finish at the hole. He's been good. Like, he's been okay for his career. Like, last season, he averaged, what did he average last year? He's averaging like 9 points a game this year. Last year, Grady averaged 15 a game. On a decent team, he's not going to be that great. But he's fine. He's going to be a high 30s 3-point shooter. He's not going to be bad. Kobe Buffkin, D-. Keyshawn George, C+. Shafino. At least they got Jalen Hood-Shafino, right? At least they got Jalen Hood-Shafino. They have Pods an F, man. They gave Cam Whitmore an A. They gave Cam Whitmore, who they've been trying to trade since the day. At least they got Jalen Hood-Shafino, right? I don't mind the Cam Whitmore one because a lot of people gave Cam Whitmore an A. Or a lot of people liked the Cam Whitmore pick, but still. Is anyone responding? It's like that meme from Lonzo's draft class. Yeah, it is. Like, this is the worst. This is the worst take of all time. Like, Jarvis Walker over Wemby. Jarvis Walker over Wemby. This is worse than the Bol Bol over Wemby takes, because at least Bol Bol had some upside. Jarvis Walker over Wemby. I've never seen anything like it before. That might be the worst take. That might be the worst take. Ever. Genuinely might be the worst take I've ever seen. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys.